What's up, everybody? It's Rebecca Louise, the host of the It Takes Grit podcast. Welcome back to another incredible episode to help you find your grit. Yes, this podcast is all about transforming your life and giving you great advice on how you can really start to shape your life to help you get what you want, plus interviews with incredible people of how they have overcome challenges, find their grit, and become successful. And today, we're talking about grit. Yes, we are diving straight in. We're talking about grit and gratitude. Yes, because I believe that they also go hand in hand. And what we're going to do today is we're going to really look at finding the silver lining. Ooh, that even rhymed. Because there's always a silver lining. And look, a lot of these podcast episodes, they're going to feel like, oh my gosh, Rebecca's kind of talking about the same thing here, but she's just talking about it from a different angle. Because that's the thing with mindset, which is why we focus on 20% fitness, 80% nutrition, and 100% mindset. So if you haven't already downloaded the Burn by Rebecca Louise app, make sure that you do, because you're going to get loads of workouts in there, one-on-one nutrition help, loads of recipes, and also a whole mindset section as well that's going to make sure that your daily practices include something that is going to stretch your mind and get you in the right mindset. All right, so let's talk about grit and gratitude today, right? We're going to start off talking about daily gratitude practices, right? And I know that sometimes it's a little bit woo-woo, and you could really go down the route of like gratitude and how a whole morning routine. But let's just keep it really simple. Right? There's a really great journal called the 5-Minute Gratitude Journal, and it's very, very simple. But you don't even need a journal for that. You could literally just write down in the morning 3 things that you're grateful for. What will make today great. Then you can say at the end of the day, what was 5 things that happened today that you enjoyed. It can literally be as simple as that. And you'll actually find that there is more grit in your life when you have more gratitude. They are interlocked, because if you have gratitude, guess what? You are looking at things from a place of positivity. You're looking at things from a place of my cup is half full rather than half empty. And when you're in that right mindset, your confidence goes up, right? Your energy is up when you're in a really great place of gratitude. And therefore, the grit becomes stronger, right? It's really hard to find that grit if you don't even have any gratitude for what you already have. So we're going to focus on that grit and gratitude today. But even just starting out and doing a very, very gentle gratitude daily practice with journaling, maybe you've even got some gratitude jars, or even just if it's verbal affirmations, starting with something small and then building upon it is what's going to really make the difference, right? You don't have to start off with a 4-hour morning routine of gratitude and going outside and affirmations and all that stuff. It's almost just being mindful of having gratitude, okay? And because there is a big science behind it. Because if you are in gratitude, you're going to have improved mood, you're going to sleep better, and you're going to reduce stress. 3 big things just that are free, right? That's no food, that's no biohacking, that's no any of the crazy machines and things that you can get to really help support your body. But just having gratitude is what's going to improve your mood. You're going to get better sleep, and it's also going to reduce your stress. So it's literally science-based to have gratitude. And when you're feeling overwhelmed, or you're feeling like, life is a struggle, the quickest way to get yourself out of that vortex or out of that mindset of negativity is to come to a place of gratitude, right? Always that spot of, hey, whatever is happening right now, how can I find gratitude, which is going to give you peace, right? A lot of times we get so caught up in the day-to-day that we forget, about all of the things that are great in our life. And we get so focused on all the things that are really challenging and negative. And so what I want us to just really focus on today is understanding that gratitude is scientifically going to help you have a better life. And when you have more gratitude in your life, you're also going to find that you're going to have a lot more grit and confidence, okay? So gratitude in adversity is probably one of the best ways to overcome a challenge, right? Anytime that you're going through something it's like it feels hard, or it feels stressful, or it feels like uncomfortable. Anytime that you're going through that adversity, the first thing that you want to come to is a place of gratitude. Why? Because that's actually going to help you find your strength and resilience. And that's why gratitude and grit are so interlocked and so closely related. Because having grit first, it doesn't work without the gratitude, right? You have to have gratitude first in any situation before you can find the grit. And I see that a lot in times where I'm working with people, or people are building their business and they're like, oh, they don't really have the grit to keep on going because they're not grateful for what they've already created, right? A lot of times that happens when people are building business. You know, they see what somebody else is doing and they're like, well, maybe I just don't have it, or maybe I just, I don't have the skill set and I'm not good at this person. And they start to lose the grit. But actually, instead of looking at the grit, if they focused on like, oh, I do have clients and I am turning up for training and I am posting on social media and I am doing X, Y, and Z, if you focused on the gratitude, even before you even got started on the grit part, it's going to give you more confidence and you're going to find that grit. That grit is going to build itself through gratitude, right? So it's going to help build that strength. It's going to help build the resilience and help you get through any adversity when you focus on that gratitude. So we want to talk about, we kind of talked about a little bit at the beginning, creating a daily gratitude practice, right? But how do we create a gratitude routine? Well, one of the biggest things that you want to think about is your time management and then other activities that you are doing. And so what I mean by that is you don't have to have this whole thing completely like planned out and like, okay, I'm going to be grateful here, I'm going to be grateful there. Like we said at the beginning, if it's just as easy as writing down on a piece of paper 3 things that you're grateful for in the morning, and at night 5 things that happened to you that day, that's going to start to put your mind in a different place. If you don't do that, you're going to focus on all of the things that you didn't do, focus on all the things that didn't work, focusing on all of the challenges, and your grit is going to be like disintegrated. You're literally just killing the grit little bit by little bit. And so when we are talking about adding it into our daily routine, even saying like, oh, I did a workout today. Fantastic. I'm going to add that into my daily activity of something that I'm really grateful for. Really grateful that I got to do that workout. Even for me, if I haven't felt like I've done everything that I needed to do during that day, the last thing that I want to tell myself is, well, you didn't do this and you didn't do this and you could have done that. Yeah, I could have done that. I could have done 30 minutes of exercise today. My exercise ring would have told me that it's closed, but I didn't. So instead of me focusing and beating myself up, which is only going to make myself feel worse, of all the things I haven't done, I haven't been feeling great, right? But I could keep saying, well, I haven't done this post, I haven't done this, I haven't been able to do this. And instead of me thinking of all the things I haven't done, I'm like, you know what? I did the best I could. I showed up to all of the calls that I could do. I did my best, and I'm not going to beat myself up for it. And when I feel better, I'm going to go hard again. Because otherwise, if I beat myself up, I'm going to feel less about myself. I'm going to feel like, it doesn't, like what I've already done doesn't matter, doesn't care. And then I'm only going to be putting into a negative state. And that's also not going to help me feel better. So if you haven't done what you needed to do, no problem. Just recognize that. Don't beat yourself up for not doing it. And just say, you know what? I'm so excited when I start to feel better, when I'm over this bug, when I'm over this little thing that I've got going on in my life right now. No problem. I'm excited to go back and do that hard. Why? Because that's what's going to build your confidence. And if you do the opposite, you're never going to be excited to do anything again. You're going to be like, oh, great. So I just didn't do this and I didn't do that. But that doesn't help you. That also doesn't come from a place of gratitude. What I do when I'm like, okay, I was able to get through 3 phone calls today because I wasn't feeling 100%. I'm like, my gosh, at least I managed to get through those 3. I didn't do anything else, but I did get through those 3. I'm proud of doing that. I'm proud of showing up and getting through what I could, but I listened to my body and I was like, you know what? I did the best I could. And I also know, because I know myself, that once I feel amazing again, I'm going to go hard, and this is just a time where I just need to listen to my body. So that happens. That's normal. But if you don't have gratitude for what you have done, don't ever expect to build the grit that when you're feeling, like you kind of want to give up, don't give up. Just realize that you got to come from a place of gratitude first, and then you're going to find that grit. And it's always going to be something better, right? I always feel like whatever you're going through, there's always going to be a silver lining. As long as you do the right thing for the right reason, and you're living in the truth, right? And you're living in like you making sure that when you're, going out in the world, you're doing what you need to be done. I always believe that the universe, God, whatever you believe in, has a way of giving you a silver lining, and that everything always works out much better than you imagined as long as you're doing the right thing for the right reason. So if you're going through a challenge right now and you're struggling and it's challenging and it's difficult and it's wearing on you, just go to a place of gratitude. Straight to a place of gratitude of like, okay, but what great things have come out of this? What have I learned through this experience? And what is going to be the silver lining? And you might not know what the silver lining is right now, but I promise you, if you just keep showing up, you keep doing the right thing for the right reason, you keep giving people love, you keep making an impact, you keep being a really great person, there is going to be a massive silver lining. And you just have to remember that as you're going through this, the universe, God, whatever you believe in, is going to reward you. But you've got to always come from a place of gratitude. That's going to help you find your grit. And therefore, that silver lining is going to be even bigger than you can ever imagine. So I want us to do a little bit of homework as we close out today. Think about a time that you used gratitude to turn a situation around. Maybe you've never done that before. And so number 1 part of that homework is think about a time you did use gratitude to turn things around and it worked, right? And the second part to that, if you've never done that, when would be a good time to start? When would be a really good time to say, you know what, I've been facing this challenge for a while. All I've been doing is focusing on the negative, focusing on what's not working. I've been focused on, the bad things. I've been focusing on like what's not working. I've been focusing on like how bad it is for me. And instead of thinking that, how do you switch right now to having one moment of gratitude and then build on that? Because your building gratitude is going to build your grit. And instead of looking at things going, oh, I wish I was here, I wish I was there, no problem. You can still be inspired by other people. But instead of beating yourself up, have gratitude for what you do have. And that's what's going to build confidence. And that is what's going to build grit. All right, I'm excited to hear how you get on with this week's homework. Remember to go follow us on the It Takes Grit podcast Instagram. Lots of extra motivation tips and tricks on there as well. And of course, if you are, you've never thought about doing something new before and you're kind of wanting to build a business, I love teaching people how to build the business that I'm in. Check out the ambassador video below. Just have a quick watch of that and see if it's for you, and we can have a call and see if we're the right fit to work together. All right, enjoy the rest of your week, and I'll see you next time.